we are here again for the third time lucky, hopefully.
Third time's a charm. Let's see if everyone remembers their setup this time.
Okay, so I'm going to share these links once again. Hopefully this is the last time this evening.
Hopefully.
Right, so look. So we do have another formation lap. And away we go.
The weather's just been too bad. We've had to restart it twice now. But it's finally calmed down to light rain, so we can finally actually get the formation lap underway without any harm to anyone. And okay, there's been a 4-car pileup.
Wow, okay.
So it looks like lunatics, Waitsy, Trunders and Bats have all been disqualified from the formation lap.
Just quickly go through the order again for you guys then. It's Luca, Julian, Hamres, Beefs, Ice Cold Andy, the Boogeyman, Eden Shaw and Pricey's back in. And then we got Fanatic, the Only Toma, Lunatics, Waitsy, Trunders, Bats Plus, Young Breezy, Backmarker, Vin Blank and Boastman, who are 2 latecomers. So these boys haven't even got a practice lap under their belts yet.
Yeah, they haven't even got a practice lap, and it's in Inter's weather. So that's going to be very interesting to see how they get on. Obviously, I've participated in these races, and I've raced against Boastman before, but I haven't raced against Vin Blank, or I'm not sure how he races, so if you could tell me a little bit about him, tell me how he is.
It's been a long time.
Pace-wise.
It's been a long time since he's raced here. Like I said before, he was part of a Greek contingent. The overall arcing sort of, what can I say? We all thought the Greeks were a bit boisterous, a bit over the top aggressive wise, but Vin Blank seemed to be one of maybe 2 or 3 that were actually pretty good wheel to wheel, and was someone you wouldn't really label. So I'm expecting some nice clean racing from him, and I would not be at all surprised if we see him in the points come the end of the race, because he has good pace. He has pace that could most definitely challenge in this division. Whether or not that's challenge Luca and Julian, I'm unsure, but you know, he'd be challenging for points and podiums for sure.
We are waiting. We do have races about to start.
I'm praying. Yes.
And 5 red lights are up. And away we go. So we have Luca getting off to quite a good start.
This race called Andy's has lost a couple.
Beef he's already alongside Hamres, but Hamres does get that position back off Beef, and
someone's gone wide there.
Pricey.
Oh.
What's happened to Pricey there?
And I think Backmarker's just lost a bit of his wing.
I think it was a collision involving Pricey, and then I do believe Backmarker got caught up in all of it, so...
Well, Boastman's already up into P11, he's jumped 8 places on the first lap. On the other hand, Pricey is down 9 places, or 8 down to P17.
Great start from Boastman there, going from, what was that, P19 to 11.
Yeah, and Young Breezy also up to P9, up 7 places, and he just gets past Boogeyman. He's up 2 to P5, the biggest jumper at the front at the moment.
So yeah, from this first lap, there's been a lot of action with Pricey dropping down. But he is back up to P16. We have Eden climbing. We have Boastman going from P19 to P10, and yeah, it's just crazy as we do see Eden dropping down. Maybe there's been an incident, or he's just dropped down a lot. I'm not too sure, but Bats is in the pit. I think the leaderboard is glitched.
Yeah. Backmarker's in as well.
As it's saying, Bats is P1 at the moment when He is
Is
definitely
Luca.
not P1. But as the order stands, we have Luca, then Julian, then Hamres, then Beef, then Eden, the Boogeyman, Fnatic, Andy, Breezy, Boastman, Shone, Lunatics.
Oh, sorry to cut in there. Fnatic has just gone up the inside of the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman's fighting back. Nice little switch back. Fnatic's now on the outside. Can he get the move done? He does. Very nice move there for Fnatic.
Very nice. Yeah, there is a gap started formed between Hamres and Julian, as we expect. As we expect Luca and Julian just to pull away from everyone.
Yeah,
but
and Andy gets a nice release there for the last corner. And he gets past the Boogeyman. Sorry to interrupt again. The Boogeyman now falling behind. Andy's climbing back up. As now we see young Breezy on the back of the Boogeyman. Maybe he's got a bit of a bit of problem here. Let's have a look.
I'm not sure what that yellow flag was going around the last corner, but
oh, they
it does
touch.
seem like there is a little bit of contact between Breezy and Boogeyman, but they are both racing. They are both still good. But yeah, as I was saying, there's not really sure what that yellow flag was for.
And young Breezy does get past Postman there. Up into P9. It's been a great start from him, but Postman is coming back. He has the inside line, but young Breezy keeps it. And now Postman's under pressure from Showan down in P11.
Julian does set a fastest up, so he is maintaining this gap from himself to Luca, but I think it will stay like this. Do see further down that Pricey did make a move onto Trunders early on in that pit straight, and Pricey does run wide a little bit, potentially compromising his line as he was quite close to Lunatics, but let's stick on board with Pricey here, as I do believe this is his first race actually running with no traction on, so he's doing well at the moment. Of course, he did drop down the order right at the start of the race, but he is keeping up with Lunatics at the moment. It's all very close between P7 and Andy and P11 and Shone, with everyone being within a tenth of the person ahead of them. But as we go back to Pricey, he is right on the gearbox of the Lunatics. He does go through the second left-hander. He is sticking behind him, and maybe he's looking for a move to get past. He does lose a bit of traction there. He's right on the gearbox of the Lunatics. Maybe he just sticks behind him, which he does do. And he does look for a move going into this last corner. They are side by side, but he leaves enough room for Lunatics, and he does get past. That's a great move from Pricey there.
Up in a P12, and next up for him is Showan, who's still on the back of Boastman in P10. We've got a bit of side-by-side here as the Boogeyman gets past.
See if he can stick it through. He does.
Oh, they touch it a little bit.
Obviously go to the edge, and it does look like Breezy has got a better traction, but yeah, Breezy just stays ahead of him. He had a better traction going out of that corner, and he managed to make it. He managed to stick to P8.
Okay, Andy's still in P7, Fnatic P6, Eden trying to reel in Beefs in P4, Hamres with a little bit of a gap now in P3, and Julian still on the back of Luca in P1. But I seem to have got rid of my telemetry, and I don't know how to get it back. Let's have a look. How do I do that? How do I get that back?
Just looking at this gap now between Beef and Hamres, Beef is closing this gap. He has got it to 1.5 seconds, but he does run wide there. potentially creating an opportunity for Eden as he is rapidly closing in, but Beef is using his overtake, which isn't really advised in wet weather, but he is using his overtake there. He does take that corner really well, but Eden is sticking in quite close proximity to Beef. Just he's ready to pounce if Beef does make a mistake, as we see Hamres does collect a 3-second time penalty, which in the long run might add up and give Beef a potential podium here.
Yep,
But it is early doors, it is only lap 6, so we'll have to see whether the race dries up, whether it doesn't and it stays like this, or potentially even gets worse.
We've seen quite a few already pick up penalties, as Young Breezy also gets 3 seconds added onto his time. Gap's already starting to form then.
Oh yeah, as we all expect, Luke and Julian are just pulling away. They're in a race on their own. It's really a race for P1 and P2 at the moment, as we see Hamres 6 seconds behind him, and then we see Beef a further 2.5 seconds behind Hamres.
Boastman set one on the inside. Boastman gets past the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman comes back at him and takes the position back.
Boastman is using his overtake, and I believe Boogeyman is as well. Is who's brave enough? He does lock up a little bit and goes wide. Boogeyman does have the inside line, and he gets better traction.
Oh, but the Boastman is coming back.
Oh,
we've got contact. A bad view of that, yeah. These two having a bit of a whopper of a battle, showing is there waiting to pick up the pieces in
Beef.
P11. What's happened?
Beef spun.
He's gone.
Beef spun and he is down to P11 now.
Which
it's the commentator's curse for me putting in P13.
And he's coming into the pits.
P3.
Did he?
Maybe
yeah.
he's
got wing damage. He's got wing damage,
yeah. Completely lost traction.
So his teammate now moves up into the points in P10. The Boogeyman and Boastman, who've been having a bit of a battle already in the opening stages of this race. P9 and 8. Young Breezy with a great start up into P7, and Andy's closed the gap on Fnatic in P5, but a bad exit there, and Fnatic gets the traction and keeps the position.
His release, I'm just hopping on board with Beef again, and he does come out ahead of Bats and Batmarker and Lunatics. He's drawn the short straw there, just coming out in P18, but he is on a fresh set of inters. Trunders is 12 seconds back, so I guess he is out of the race for the time being. As we see, Julian sets a 12.9, so he is definitely catching Luca, albeit he is 7/10 back.
Okay, let's go back. Vinblank is up into P13. He's on the back of Waitsy. Let's have a look if he can do anything.
It's a matter of time until Vinblank does get this move done on Waitsy, but I do feel like just watching him now, he does get the move done, as Waitsy does get a really bad exit with running wide, and he is sticking. But I think Vinblank has this move set in stone, and he does move up to P12.
Yep. But Pricey then in P11, looks like there's a couple of seconds gap there, so I don't know if maybe some of these guys have pitted already. Obviously I can't get the menu back up, so if anyone in the chat is aware of how I do this, I am still quite a noob at the broadcast side of it. So just the drivers on the left hand side. I seem to have pressed something that's got that off. Ah, there we go, I got it. Yeah, I just needed to press triangle a couple of times. Okay.
So if we change the view to the gap to the leader, we do see Julian is within a second, and then the gap Hamres he's 10 seconds back from Luca, which is what we have come to expect from being in a race with Luca and Julian.
A second a lap in qualifying is one thing, but a second a lap in the race is just something even more ridiculous. These guys are in a world of their own.
Luke is doing very well to maintain this 7 tenths, even 8 tenths gap to Julian now.
Yeah.
And I think going on to within the next 10 laps, you expect people would start pitting in, apart from the likes of Beef and Lunatics, who have already pitted due to racing incidents.
And we did miss a couple of moves there. Andy has got the move done on F1atic up into P5, and Vin Blanc did get past the Onitama. Or the Onitama, sorry, did pass Waitsy. So I'm sorry guys, we missed those moves. We're on board now with Young Breezy, who's 7 tenths, and reeling in Fnatic in P6. I'm looking at Luca and Julian, and I'm sure these guys, they're obviously they're pretty good friends, and I imagine they just literally sit in a party with each other and just say, look, we won't race for the first stint. we'll just look after our tyres, you follow me, and then we'll race at the final bit of the race. The consistency is crazy.
At the moment, I'm pretty sure we don't actually know if it's going to stay like this all the way through the race.
Yeah, which one stop is perfectly viable.
Yeah, but with it being an unknown quantity, I'm sure the racers will know what's going to happen, but we're in the dark here, so for us it would be more, we think that one stop is the way to go. Yeah.
Well, of course, there's a couple of guys towards the back end who've already pitted from Beefs down. These guys might struggle to do a one-stop, even with Inters. I'm thinking particular Backmarker and Bats Plus, who were the first two to pit.
Oh yeah, they will most likely have to pit again, and it's just the case for them on when they do choose to pit. They could choose to pit with everyone else.
Oh, Young Breezy.
With them being on.
Sorry, man. Young Breezy sending one there. It was a bit of a hopeful lunge to get past F1atic, but he's not managed it.
Just keeping on board with him, Breezy here. He is slowly dropping back from Fnatic, so as you said, it was a hopeful move, and maybe he's just trying to keep it. He's just trying to keep as close as he can to Fnatic and seeing if he can capitalise on a mistake, maybe.
Well, I think initially he was closing the gap, but he maybe lost a bit of patience and tried getting the move done a bit earlier than he should have. If he'd followed Fnatic then into turn 3, maybe he would have got a nice run out and could have taken him into P4. The Boogeyman and Showan are now having a bit of a ding-dong. The Boogeyman's pitted, so they weren't battling on track. So the Boogeyman is the first person to really pit as a proper strategy, I think. Or was he having a wing? He's on a wing change. Okay, so maybe something's happened there to him that we didn't see. The wing change is going to cost him. Let's see when he comes back out. Maybe just in front of Beefs, you'd imagine?
I think Beef knows that he could potentially jump Boogeyman here, so he's just using his overtake. Going through turn 1, he will come out quite close to Boogeyman here. He is within a second. So maybe he can get this, even though Boogeyman is on fresher inters than Beef. But maybe Beef can get this move done on Boogeyman, as he does need to warm up those tyres.
Yep, the Boogeyman though has already pulled out a bit of a little gap, maybe using a bit of his ERS there. And he looks safe for now. Waitsy did get past Toma, which is interesting. Pricey's out. Let's have a look and see what's happening there.
What happened.
Will we get a safety car here? It's on the left hand side there. He must have put it into the gravel.
And it's a VSC.
The virtual safety car, there we go. Perfect time for these boys to come in. Boogeyman might have just pitted a lap too soon there. He'd be ruining his luck. But a lot of these boys have already passed the pits. So, Waitsy, Toma, have a cheap pit stop here. I'd be surprised if Backmarker and Bats Plus didn't think about it as well. But of course they have stopped already.
I do see, yeah, Boogeyman and Beef have already stopped, and they will jump him in the pits. So even though they are pitting for fresher inters, it is taking a long time for Toma to come out, as I think he may have had a wing change in there, or maybe he was just like a slow stop. I'm not too sure. You see Luca coming in as well.
Yeah, I think that's smart. The virtual safety car is still on, so Luca's going to get a cheap stop here. And he should come back out, I'd imagine, in P2.
It is just ending, but Hamres, he is going round the last corner, but I don't think he will jump Luca here.
No.
But he will be quite close to him, maybe within 4 or 5 seconds here.
Yeah, it's too far. And we've got Show making moves as Eden comes into the pits.
Do we know if that was a wing change or is it just tyre change?
Yeah, Eden just tyres. I think so. For Luca, even though maybe the virtual safety car was only on until he got into his pit box, that's probably a 2, 3, 4 second advantage he's going to get from Julian. As you can see, the interval's only 13 seconds, so Julian's going to be very compromised here. He's going to hope maybe that there is a weather change.
Someone did go off, and I think it was Fnatic as Postman is now up into P5.
And Young Breezy's again stalking him. I think maybe it was Boastman. Did he go off? Because I think he was already ahead of Fnatic.
Boastman was behind Fnatic, and I believe...
I'm sure Boastman was already ahead, but... either way, we've still got a 3-way battle here then for P5, which is cracking.
We see already, Luca's already pulling a gap. He's already made up, I believe that's 2 seconds on Hamres, and it's barely been a lap since he's come in for the pit.
And more crucially, a second on Julian as well ahead. Julian might want to just cut his losses here and pit.
Yeah, I do believe that would be the right call for Julian, to just come in a pit. But I think around this track you lose upwards from 20 seconds in the pit, so that could be quite a big gap between Luca and Julian as they have both pitted. Julian is sticking out. Maybe he's sticking out until he is setting fastest laps.
There we go. He must have heard me shut me up. 1:12.8. Nice lap from Julian.
He is setting fastest laps, so maybe he just sticks it out for as long as he can.
Oh, and Hamres comes in from P3 and promotes Andy up. So I believe this is just tyres. Let's have a look. Yeah. So what are we expecting? Ahead of Boogeyman, maybe? Ahead of Eden? Yeah. P9. Eden's coming down the pit straight now. Into turn 1. He's going to get past Hamres here, I think. Oh.
No, I think he's just going to slot in behind him, but he will get a tow from Hamres, but I think it would be very brave of him to try and make a move, and I think he's just going to stick behind him right here. Try to stick as close as he can behind Hamres and try to make a move down. As he does, it does look like he forgot to shift a little bit there and was maxing out third gear. That does cause him to lose more time as Julian sets another fastest lap. Even on these worn inters, these 18 lap old inters, he is. Beyond Breezy does.
He's gone wide.
Go wide.
He's in the gravel.
He does get a 3-second penalty for that. But Vin Blanc, what a race from him already. He's up into P7.
Luca responds with a 1:12.692 as Boastman and Fnatic both come in. I wonder if there's any contact there with one of these with Young Breezy, as Young Breezy comes in as well. So we've got 3 of them in. Showan stays out. Try and keep an eye on these, see if any of these guys are having wing changes. Yeah, Boastman's having a wing change.
There's a wing change from Boastman.
They didn't quite catch.
Breezy, I don't believe it was.
So, oh,
Boastman was the only one.
Fnatic there.
Have a wing change.
Yeah, Fnatic as well tapped the wall on the exit. So Hammers is back in the P6, ahead of Eden in P7. Fnatic, the Boogeyman, Boastman, and Young Breezy. So the Boogeyman's early pit stop has paid off a little bit.
For his pit. And Luca will obviously jump him into first as he sets another fastest lap there. Does a great second outlap there.
Andy's in as well from P3. I'd expect Show and Vin Blanc both to come in here as well.
Lunatics.
Is he out? Yeah.
Lunatics did get disqualified from the session for going the wrong way.
Oh.
I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe he spun. Maybe he spun and just tried to get back on the track, but that's very unfortunate from Lunatics. So we do see 3 more people come in. See what Andy's is coming out. The same with Sean and the same with Blanc.
Yeah, so Andy does come back out in P5, just behind the scrap for the final podium position between Hamres and Eden.
And we see Vin Blanc just come out ahead of Beef right here. And I think coming in early, whether it be through contact or not, but Beef, oh wait, yeah, he did spin off in the early laps, and coming in for that wing change and the tyres, I think that kind of, even though it was needed, it very much hindered him.
Boastman there trying to go up the inside of Show, and Show locks up but keeps the position. Boastman with a bit of a lunge there, to be honest, too. Showen's covered it off, and then Boastman locks up. These boys battling hard. Of course, Boastman come in ahead of all these guys, but that wing change has meant he's come out behind Fnatic and Showen. Nice jump from Showen there. He's made 2 spots up in that pit stop alone.
Now if we just look at all of the pit stops that have been made, everyone has made the 1 stop at the moment. But as we've said, we don't know what's going to happen in terms of conditions. We don't know how it's going to play out. But yeah, everyone's really bunched up at the moment, and it'll create for some good racing, as I believe Fnatic is. Boogeyman is trying to catch. Boogeyman is trying to catch Fnatic now, and I think Fnatic's doing a very good job of defending from Boogeyman. So he is bunching everyone up down from Boogeyman to Breezy and Vin Blanc. Everyone's starting to bunch up, which, if this was in dry conditions, this would be a horrible situation, but seeing in wet, it's just a matter of who's the best driver, who's the better driver on the day.
And Julian does do a 1:12.2 to set the fastest lap. You can see the gap there, the 5.3 it's down to now, but that virtual safety car did cost him a lot in his battle for Luca, and the fact that he stayed out a couple of laps longer. Back on board then with the Boogeyman. Camera angle's a bit rubbish as he tries to close up on Fnatic into turn 1. There you have. Oh, and Andy's done Eden. Gone up the inside. I didn't see the move at the start there, but Andy is up in a P4 and Eden's gone. He's lost traction as he's got on the power too early.
Luckily Fnatic was 8 seconds behind.
For sure, yeah. Eden just needs to keep his cool now and try and keep all 4 wheels on the track and close this gap back up to Andy, who's now just outside a second of Hamres.
Did see Batmark make his 2nd stop of the race. Maybe that was actually no, him and Bats were two of the first drivers to come in, so this will be their 2nd stop.
Yeah.
Onto another set of fresh.
I thought they'd struggle really to get those inters much longer.
Oh yeah.
They definitely couldn't have one-stopped. We have got a big battle here now. Vimblanc seems to have dropped Beef a little bit. Who's now 5 seconds behind him. We've got a battle all the way from P6 to P11, so points are up for grabs here for 5 or 6 of these guys. And the boogeyman now looks at F-Fanatic up on the inside, and he gets the move done. Can F-Fanatic do the switch back? Yes, he can.
Oh, you
Beautiful stuff.
Just love to see that.
You do, and the boogeyman had a bit of a wobble, and now Showan's on the back of him. Is he going to lose 2 positions here? Oh, they touch. He's outbroke himself. Showan's through.
That touch between Boogeyman and Fnatic opened up the door for Showan, then he said thank you very much and goodbye.
Yeah, I think the boogeyman got a bit greedy there, trying to get that position back rather than defending from Showan, and it's cost him another position. And now Bossman again is right on the back of him as he goes up in the inside.
Oh, this isn't what you like to see from the boogeyman perspective. He's been overzealous there and just tried to get a move on Fnatic without being patient, and that move has costed him. That move has costed him a potential P6 all the way down to P9. And when you've got young Breezy breathing down his neck, and then Vimblanc as well, it isn't looking good for Boogeyman right now.
We've still got plenty of time left here. 13 laps, 14 laps to go. He's in P9, he's in the points. He sends one up on Bossman. Bossman covering up to the inside. Yeah.
The Bossman does get the bad traction out of the corners. Boogeyman does have a little bit of a wobble, but he is sticking behind them. He is sticking to them.
I can imagine how much F-Fanatic... Yeah, I can imagine how much F-Fanatic is sweating right now, because he's bound to see this train behind him. And it's the F-Fanatic train, get on board. I got a lovely shot there, 6 cars going through that section.
I just think with how much battling these guys are going to be having, it's going to open the door for even though he is 7 seconds back, I think maybe Beef could even get on the action.
Potentially. Andy's right behind Hammers now in the battle for P3. This is a podium on the line. Both get good exits out there. And Hammers is defending the inside. Oh, he switches back to defend. Let's have a look.
He's on his gearbox right now, and he has a little bit of a wobble, but
he's having the inside here.
He gets alongside. He does make it stick, but Hammers does get a little bit better traction, and he just concedes the position. He knows that trying to make a move there through a relatively quick corner just isn't the right place, so he's just going to stick behind Hammers now.
Yep.
Just wait for the right opportunity to present itself.
Some nice driving overall there from both drivers. It's good to see. And Andy's not close enough here. So.
Going back to Beef, he's dropping back a lot. He's close to 8 seconds now.
Yeah, I wonder whether he's picked up a bit of damage, maybe.
Maybe, but I just feel like he's just trying to keep up. As Vin does get an excellent exit on that first corner and breezes past young Breezy there. And if we hop on board with Breezy, he does try to make a little bit of a lunge just to let Vimblanc. He's still there, but he does get a bit of a poor exit, and Vimblanc is making his way up. He's in last points paying position. Maybe he can go even higher with this train.
Of course, Beef's is being dropped because his tyres are 16 laps old. They are 10 laps older than young Breezy's, who looks to be getting dropped a little bit now from this queue. The Boogeyman's tyres are 11 laps old, so all the guys in front of him have got a fresher set. Let's get back on board with Andy, see if he can do anything with Hamres. Still stuck behind him in P4.
Yeah, I really feel like this battle is just heating up every single lap, and he's just getting so many opportunities. But he just needs to stay patient, stick behind Hamres, and hope that the pressure that he puts on Hamres causes him to make a mistake. He can get up into third.
Yep. Back on board now is Showan. As Boastman looks to put one on the inside. They're close. They both get through. Both get nice exits. Showan's kept the spot for now and will do by the looks of things going into turn 4 as well.
The Boastman did get onto the power way too hard and way too early, and just a lot of wheel spin and not enough traction.
Yeah, and the Boogeyman's now on the back of him. And he can't do anything about that.
Yeah, I think at some point or another Beef has to be in, but maybe he's waiting. Maybe he knows. Oh, who's that? Batsa's.
Yeah, Trundles gets past. Okay. Trundles gets past him. He's got his tyres here are 20 laps old.
Maybe these guys know something. Maybe these guys know that maybe the weather is going to change.
Yeah, well, there's a bit of the rain is still falling, and it is extremely light at the moment, but it is still coming down.
If you look at Andy, he's very close to Hamres. He was within a tenth, but he does have a little bit of a wobble there. So he did miss that initial move, but he's getting so close to Hamres. He does look to the outside, but Hamres defends the inside so well. Julian sets a 12-1.
Very nice lap.
It's just like...
He's got the gap down now to 2.6 seconds. So he is flying. And Showan has got past Boastman. Oh, Boastman, sorry, he's got past Showan. We've seen he's got... Oh, there's a bit of contact. The Showan lost his wing.
No, that's not what you want to see from Showan. If you're in his point of view, that's really not what you want to see, and I'll be interested.
Vinblank sending one up the inside of the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman is going to fight it on the outside of turn 1. Let's have a look. It's not turn 1, it's the last turn. And the Boogeyman somehow keeps P9.
I don't think he makes a move here. I think he just tries to stick behind him, and maybe he gets enough traction. As Boogeyman does have a wobble. Vin is using his ERS, but so is Boogeyman. Maybe let's send it.
Yeah, Boastman goes up the inside of Fanatic as well.
Vinblind does get superior traction there, but he has a little bit of a wobble, but he does get P9 secured from Boogeyman.
There we go, and Boastman did get P6.
A little bit of a gap.
So all this is doing is obviously helping out Eden, who's in a race of his own, currently in P5. Andy and Hammer is obviously in P4 and P3, but this battle is looking like it's going to go to the end. Boastman now up with the P6.
I do believe it has stopped raining.
Yeah.
Oh, Boogeyman does go off the track, and Breezy just breezes past him. But yeah, it has stopped raining. So...
the Boogeyman was the first guy, of course, to the front runner to pit for his Inters. They are 14 laps old, about to be 15, so he's going to be feeling a bit of deg here. As Showan now gets past Fnatic, and Fnatic comes back at him. Vinblank looking interested just behind.
I'm interested to see what set of tyres Beef does come in on.
I think he's going to try and get a pair of softs on there, or mediums at least. He has gone softs.
Getting the softs on. So maybe it's a big gamble, because I don't think the track is completely dried yet.
No. I think you're looking at about next lap maybe. I think he's gone a lap too early there.
He has gone a lap too early, I do believe, as he is just squirming about at the moment. He's trying to find the dry line, but I just think it isn't dry enough yet.
Okay. Boastman already got a 2.2 second gap down to Fnatic.
Yeah,
so he's,
I think he's come in way too early, because he's just gone wide through turn 3. And yeah, he's come in 1 lap too early.
Let's see if anyone pits this lap now. It might be next. So Trunders is in.
Trunders is in.
And at the moment, I suppose for Trunders, it feels like all or nothing. We've only got 7 laps to go now. This race has kind of flown by, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think just looking at the gap to the leader, Beef is a lap down from Luca. Luca has lapped everyone up to Wasey, and he's very close to lapping him.
Andy right on the tail of Hamres. Remember, this is for the last. Oh, he looks like he's going to get him, yes. Hamres has a bit of a wobble on the exit at turn 5. And Andy's up into the 3rd.
Great move from Andy there, and now he's just sticking it. He has to make it stick, because he is building a gap. He is upwards from 8 tenths. Make that 9 tenths.
And Andy looks like he's coming in, is he? No, he's not. Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if in these next few laps we see the likes of Luca and Julian come in.
Well, I think you're going to see those guys come in first, aren't you?
They do have the time to Andy for both of them to come in.
Yeah. Well, we're not seeing much spray now. I'm on board with Sean, and we're not seeing too much spray coming off the back of F1. Maybe just a little bit. We have only got 6 laps to go, so maybe we will see the last 2 or 3 laps. Maybe some guys will try and run it with the Inters right to the end, but they will be losing us a lot of time.
Maybe we see some people coming in trying to do maybe one or getting 2 or 3 laps in, try and get that fastest lap.
Yeah, well, interestingly, the Boogeyman's come in and he's fitted another fresh set of intermediates. So he's going to the end of Inters.
Maybe that's a mistake from him. Maybe he forgot to change it to the softs.
Maybe. And Vimblanc gets past Sean. Ooh, they are side by side. Sean does get a better exit. Vimblanc runs wide, and there goes Young Breezy as well. There was a little bit of contact.
Maybe there's a little bit of front wing damage there for Vin. But he is sticking out. I don't believe there's any front wing damage, but if we are on board with Breezy, he is sticking behind. He is just over 2 tenths behind Sean. They get very close, but there's no contact, and Sean has a little bit of a wobble, but ultimately he gets traction. He gets more traction down than Breezy.
Vimblanc right on the back of Breezy now as Breezy pulls out.
Yeah, Boogeyman has come into the pits again.
That's really cost him.
That was a mistake, and I think that's his race over.
Yeah.
After having such a good start.
And Vimblanc does get past Young Breezy. Up in a P9.
Beef is just dropping down the order.
Yeah, not a perfect debut for the guys.
After such a promising start in qualifying, being P4 to making that mistake, going through.
Trunders retires.
I think it was turn 6. Going through turn 6, he didn't make a mistake and ultimately broke his front wing. Just from there, it's just on a downhill spiral.
Julian now got the gap down to 1.4 seconds and Luca ahead. Sector 1 is yellows.
I think it's just Beef going slow and letting everyone pass.
Oh, right, okay. Let's have a look then. 3 laps to go. 1.3 seconds the gap between the guys at the front. We've hardly seen them this race. "43 seconds back then to Mr. Escalandi in 3rd. That's a crazy gap. Hammers has dropped off into P4, 2.5 now off Andy. Eden's a further 6.5 seconds back, and Boastman now, after disposing of F1 in that battle, is right on the back of Eden. His tyres are 3 laps fresher. And Boastman started right at the back, I believe, didn't he? Yeah, he did. Let's have a look at the position change there. Bosman up a massive 13 places. Can he make that 14 with a move onto Eden into turn 1? Both get relatively decent exits.
The thing is, with Julian and Luca, Julian has 4 lap pressure tyres.
And he has got it down to 0.5 seconds.
Closing this gap so much.
I believe you called Julian for the win as well, didn't you?
I did call Julian for the win. And he's just getting better. He's dropping back a little bit from Luca, but ultimately these 4 lap pressure tyres is just making a huge world.
And they're coming up onto a back marker as well, so whoever that back marker is might want to get out of the way.
I think it is Beef.
It is it? Okay, let's have a look. Stick on board with these two then. Yep, I think he's left the session. Unless he's paused.
Oh no, he's still in. He was just pulling to the side. There is ghosting, I do believe. But yeah, only 3 attempts now between Julian and Luca, and he does get a great exit there. Only 2.5 attempts now. But Luca just gets a superior traction there and is just slowly pulling away, and yep, Beef has retired from the session, which is very unfortunate to see. But Luca is defending his life on the last lap, and I think if he can just defend for his life, he can get this win. But obviously my predictions, I have to stick by it.
Oh, Julian has a wobble.
Julian has a wobble, and I think that's the race win for Luca. Just a minor mistake like a little wobble will cause you a race winner. I think it has here.
Let's see if Luca can keep his cool though. One little mistake will get punished here. Final lap of the Austrian Grand Prix TUF1. Luca in the lead, Julian 0.3 seconds right behind, as you can see.
I think just that little back up.
Oh, and he's done it again.
He does have a tank slapper there, and that is the win. He's just pushing so hard. Boastman does get past Eden there.
Yeah, we'll get on board with that in just a second.
Oh, Eden does crash out.
No, I missed that as Luca does cross the line in P1 to win the Austrian Grand Prix. Julian second. Unfortunate there for Eden. Not really sure what happened there.
I do believe he was fighting with Boastman. They were very close. Eden got onto the power a bit too early, lost traction, and just lost his rear and went into the wall.
That's really unfortunate. It was a really good race for Eden tonight. As Sean's looking at Fnatic on the outside of turn 4, they touch wheels.
There is contact. Sidewall to sidewall.
Fnatic does keep
going side by side into turn 5, and he does have the inside, and it spins.
Sean spun, and Vimblanc gets through. And young Breezy surely gets through as well. Yes, he does. He has got a nice gap to Thomas, so he will get some points. Mr. Icelandy does cross the line for P3. Hamres P4. Great results for both those guys. Boastman, fantastic. 14 places jumped. Crosses the line in P5. Only just under 4 seconds behind Hamres in the end. If he hadn't been battling with these guys throughout most of the race, it would have been interesting to see where he finished. Vimblanc jumps Fnatic into P6. Well, that was hectic. What a race, man.
Yeah.
So
just from start to finish, Boastman, driver of the day. How could you not give it to him with the race that he had?
Absolutely. Absolutely fantastic result for him. Up 14 places from the back of the grid. But your winner today is Luca, as he extends his gap there at the top of TUF1 World Championship. Julian really close in the end, but unfortunately comes home in P2, and Mr. Ice Cold Andy, after stalking down Hamres for a long time, crosses the line to take the third and final podium position.
There was such an entertaining race, even towards the end, with Luca and Julian, but at the end of the day, Julian gets fastest lap with voice out of 1:12.1. He does gather 9 seconds worth of penalties, but no one can take it away from Luca. His defending in the last couple laps was so good, even with having little wobbles here and there. The same with Julian having little wobbles.
Okay, so we have Luca, Julian, Andy, Hamres, Postman, Vimblanc, Fanatic, Sean, Young Breezy, Eden, Toma, Backmarker, Waity, Bats plus the Boogeyman, Beefs, Trunders, Pricey, and Lunatics. That's been your Austrian Grand Prix for TUF1. Quinn, thanks very much for joining me.
It's all good. It's always a pleasure.
I've thoroughly enjoyed your company this evening, and hopefully I'll see you again very soon, my man.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Take care. Bye-bye.